Good morning, Days with Jordan the Lion. Take a look at this sky. Not a cloud in the sky. But a tiny little airplane way out in the distance. Well, we're starting the day out here at the park again. I have to work at 1:30 and up above Santa Clarita, so I don't know what we're gonna do today. But I figured Josh's gonna get us some exercise. And I know you guys probably weren't expecting me to go on a rant yesterday, but this is my daily vlog, and I feel like you guys should know if I'm in a different mood. And I was pissed. I was furious. I woke up in a bad mood because of it, and I feel like until I got it out of my system, it was just gonna keep eating away at me. So I just had to say it, and yeah, now I'm moving on. Looking forward to Shydeck. That is definitely still on. John even hit me up yesterday, asked me if I want to ride up there with him on Friday or if I'm going to go Saturday morning. Breck's going for the first time this year, and I think Michael's going for the first time this year. And it can be a tricky place to find, so I may have to ride along with one of them, make sure they find it, because like I said, once you get out there, you can't find reception really. So we're just going to kick it here at the park and see where the day takes us. I'm kind of thinking once I leave the dog park, maybe I'll just go drop Jaw off and go hit one of the vlogs on my top 10 list. I can't get inside, but Pick Fair is literally right around the corner, or one house away from Charlie Chaplin's famous breakaway house. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just drive up there and hit both of those places. Yeah, there's like I said, I can't get inside or anything, but I can match up some old pictures and tell you some stories while I'm up there. There he is, the most active one over there. Oh, looks like he's worn out his welcome there. They found something in the ground. Let's go see what's going on. Now he's over here bugging the other dog. That's what he does, he's good at that. Some people still have their Halloween decorations up. Look how creepy this is coming up here, right by the Bela Lugosi stairs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, from my top 10 list, this is Pick Fair, the former home of Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks. You can't really see a whole lot from the street. That's just the driveway and the servants' quarters and the guest houses and everything, but it is one of my dreams to vlog this place. Look at that. That is Pick Fair, the one and only. And it pretty much takes up the entire block. In fact, this street is named Pick Fair. Pick Fair was said to be the first residence in Los Angeles to have an in-ground pool. Here's a picture of Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford in a canoe in their pool. Here's some more gates for it. Wow, how magnificent is that? That's probably Douglas Fairbanks, a statue of him up there, because he was the big pirate hero in that day. Major action star. There's another entrance. Here's a matching shot of where the house would have originally been. Look how big that is. I mean, that's it. Like I said, it takes up the entire property. I mean, it takes up the entire block. It's going around up into there. So that kind of explains why I want to vlog that place so bad. Here's an original picture of the 18-acre estate of the original Pick Fair. I'm going to go ahead and drive past it one more time. Look at that. It even says Pick Fair. You see that? Do yourself a favor, guys. At some point in your life, read up on this. Here's a picture of the original classic Pick Fair. And some of the famous parties that it once had, and every brunch on Sunday. Pickfair. God, you know how many stories I've read about this? It's insane. Unfortunately, all this time I failed to realize, until I was looking for pictures, that Pickfair was completely redone in 1988. This is no longer even the same mansion that Mary Pickford and Douglas Fairbanks once shared. So sad. But a beautiful house nonetheless. Holy cow. I don't know who lives around the corner from Pickfair, but check this house out. It's like a newer version. Check that out. So cool. John's about to get chucked in the back seat if he doesn't quit moving around. Wow, look at that steel house. It's completely like greened out and oxidized. Here's the entrance at 1085 Summit Drive. You can see a little bit of the house. This was the famous Charlie Chaplin breakaway house. He lived here throughout the 30s and 40s for about 20 years. And the reason this house is so well known is because when Chaplin started getting a little bit of money and decided to build his own house, he hired all the carpenters from his studio to build the house. And since they were just so accustomed to making things that had to be only lasting for a short time, they weren't really that great at making it last for a long time. So it wasn't but maybe 6 to 9 months, from what everything I could see, that he lived here before the floor started falling apart and the ceiling started falling in and stuff, and he ended up having to spend double to have the house redone. Here's a picture of Charlie's house, the breakaway house right next to Pickfair. I wish, okay, one of my dreams for vlogging is to someday have a drone. And the drone would be really fantastic for something like this and Pickfair. But since this is one of those known residents of Charlie Chaplin's, like I said, this is called the breakaway house. So if you ever read about Chaplin, you'll read about the breakaway house for sure. And that's the breakaway house up there. Sorry, that's as much as I could get. It sits on top of a hill. So throughout time, this has actually had 3 addresses. This was, when he lived here, it was 1103 Summit. And then it was 1103 Cove, and now it's a 1085 Summit. But it's the same place. There's more of Charlie's house. Part of it as well. I'm going back down the hill by Chaplin's house and see if I can snag a little bit more footage. If anybody has a drone they want to donate to me or buy me, I'll gladly accept it. Gladly. Look at those 2 trees. They just kind of seem out of place for California, don't you think? I feel like they should be like in Oregon or something. Yeah, I really wish I would have done a little bit more research before I went up to Pickfair. It was kind of more of a whim. I would have realized that in the late 80s that the whole house was changed and a new one was built there, much, much bigger. So it's not even the same house. But it was still cool to go up there and see, and I guess I could kind of technically, sort of, in a weird way, cross it off my list. It doesn't have quite the appeal as it did. A lot of the books I read, it really never mentioned that it said that it had been altered or it had been remodeled in like 88, but it never really said that it had been pretty much. I think what I read was that the woman who bought it, she had originally kind of, or the way people feel is that she sold it to people as though she was going to just completely renovate it, and then claimed that once it was going, that it was termite ridden and that it couldn't be saved, and then she just rebuilt it in a different manner. So that's what a lot of people have said that I found online, or that's what they believe, so I guess we'll never really know. John and I are just chilling out just a little bit more before I have to take off for work. Back in the old Hollywood land. Off to film a movie. They definitely have a no cameras on set policy. They made a big deal about it, so I'll catch you guys after. Pretty beautiful country up here, I'll say that. It's a feast for your eyes. Well, I'm done. That was a quick day, actually. I had to be here at 1:30 and I got wrapped at 5. Fun stuff. They also forced me to get a haircut. They pretty much left nothing there, jeez. We're totally in horse country now. Kinda hate to go back to the city. But Shydek is on the horizon. Woo! I can't wait. Shydek is just one of my absolute favorite times of the year with some of my favorite people.